Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar. I will be your trainer Benson Maina and I will take you through the webinar today. So guys, feel free to join us, to chat us on the chat box. You tell us where you are joining us from and maybe what's the time there. With me, I'm joined by my able moderator Joseph Aruku. So feel free guys to engage him on the chat box, say hi to him, ask questions, post comments and everything, and let's make this webinar an interesting one. So today we are going to look at how we can implement Google Workspace across our business, how we can use Google Workspace to promote our business. Feel free guys to engage us, tell me whether you can see me clearly, whether you can hear me well. Feel free to contact us on the web chat box and we will solve any issue, comment, or feedback that you might give to us. So welcome guys, and you can also send the links to share the links with your associates and friends who can join us, and let's make this more interactive. So today we are going to look at how we can implement Google Workspace and how we can make it work across our business. So how can we make the Google Workspace make our communication and also make our collaborations easier? Guys, you can tell me which workspace have you used? I can see that our champion today is Rifat Pasha. Good afternoon and welcome to our webinar. Today you are the champion. You are the first one to comment on the chat box. You can tell us where you're joining us from and share with us how is the place here, what's the weather, how is it, how you feel, what is your energy level today, and what is your mood as we continue to run. So Google Workspace, how do you know Google Workspace? Have you ever used Google Workspace on your business or even in your personal? And do you know what it is? So today's agenda will be discovering how Google Workspace can work for us, where we will understand what Google Workspace is and which tools are available, how they function, as well as how they benefit us to collaborate with our teams. We are also going to look at how we can boost our communication across our businesses and how Workspace can boost that, how we can be able to interact with teams and also collaborate within the business and outside the business. We are also going to look at how we can leverage tools to increase collaboration both inside and outside the business in our teams. So guys, let's take a minute to familiarize you with that, with the chat box, and feel free guys to engage us. Tell us have you ever used the Workspace, and do you know how to use it, or how is the experience interacting with some of the tools that are found in Google Workspace? Yes, so I'm going to take some moments as I wait for people to join. Kindly let's encourage others to join. You can send reminders to your friends, your neighbors who you have sent the links to join, and together we can learn more as we progress with the webinar. So guys, what tools do you currently use to communicate or collaborate with our teams in the webinar, in the businesses? Guys, you can share with us the answers. Which one do you use? Do you use emails? For example, for me, I can say that mostly I use emails to communicate with my team. I use also something like Google Meet, where we hold video calls and meetings. I also use something like Google Sheets, Google Forms to collect data from other people, my customers, and also collect data from my team. So guys, tell us, feel free to tell us which tool do you use, or how familiar are you with the Google Workspace, and which of the tools that they offer that you use as we continue. So we are going today to discover how Google Workspace, how can we get to interact with Google Workspace, and how we can use the Google Workspace in our businesses to communicate with the other people from different departments, from different offices, and maybe your business have a branch, how you can interact with them and how they benefit us. So as we wait for people to join, let me check on the chat box who have joined us and know who has used a Google Workspace to promote their business. As I can see that there's not much activity here. Latifa, Rifat, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you and welcome to the webinar. So guys, let's keep engaging in the chat box. Tell us where you are getting us from, where you're joining from. Tell us your energy level and tell us the weather there, how you feel today. And as we continue with the webinar today. So what is Google Workspace? If someone may ask, what is Google Workspace? So Google Workspace is usually previously was known as G Suite, and it was an example of a digital workspace where you can do. It's like an office. It's a digital office where you don't have to have a physical office to operate or collaborate with the members. So Google Digital Workspace enables people to work online wherever they are. If they just need a stable internet connection for them to interact and also to work and collaborate together. It is particularly a collection of cloud computing that boosts productivity and collaboration as a tool. It enables us to create documents, spreadsheets, slides, and more as we make it the interaction within the teams and outside the office more easier. You can also store data there. You can store files, information, and you can be sure that the files that you have stored are safe and secure from external threats and the other people who may need to use these files or destroy the files. It is sold and marketed by Google on global, so you don't have to have another person who sell the space because they are found in the Google, and we are going to know in the next slides where you can find these workspace, the tools that you need. We are talking about. So, guys, what tools do you know about the workspace? We have several tools. We have several tools that are found in the Google Workspace, and as we continue, I will be demonstrating where you can find them on your windows, and we can see how you interact with them. So we have different forms. We have Gmail. Most of them, the most common one is the Gmail that you use to send your emails, the Gmail accounts. We have Google Calendars. We have the Drive where you store and save all the documents that you want to interact with. We have things like we have the Google Calendar, the Drive. We have the Google Meet where we hold our meetings, and you can have the video chats with your team members. We have others like Jamboard. We are going to look at what is Jamboard, the admin console, Google Sheets, the Google Slides, and Google Forms. We have different sites that we can use as to promote our collaboration and communication within the office. So there are a few tools that are included, such as Google Currents, which will be discussed a bit later on. But these tools are the main ones that are found in the Google Workspace. As you can see on your screen, the calendar, the Google document, the Google Sheet, the Google Slide. They have also something we call the Google Chat, the admin console, and we have the Google Forms and the Jamboard. Those are most of the common ones that you can find freely on your Google site, and I will demonstrate to you where you can locate them and how you can use some of these as we continue. So guys, as we continue, let me check on the chat box of who have joined us, and I can see Orono Piers, welcome from Kampala. You can tell us how is Kampala, how is the weather there? Adeshina, welcome, good day everyone. We have a good day too. I hope you're having the same on your side. We have people like Oluwat Edaton. With my expectation is to be able to communicate fluently and boost my business. I can tell you, you are on the right place, and we will learn how you can communicate fluently and boost your business as you interact with the teams and the customers using the Google Workspace. So just stay put, and you will learn more as we progress. We have also. Oh, you can't add on. You have told that you do Badagry. Thank you. You are joining us from Badagry. How is there? Tell us how is the weather there? How are you feeling today? And how is your mood level from on a count of 1 to 5? So feel free to engage us as we continue. Thank you for joining us in this webinar. So, as I was saying, you can have a Google Workspace where you have look at the core functionality of the workspace. As I have mentioned, you can create a document and present to your team easily using the Google Workspace. You can record and analyze the present data. You can do the analysis, recording, and also record data as you collect it. You can do polls. You can also come up with brainstorming ideas where you brainstorm ideas, manage projects, and store files within the Google Workspace. And these files can be accessed by the team members from wherever they are, as long as they are using the account that you have signed on. And you can also communicate globally. You don't have to be restricted on one geographical location so that you can interact with your team. You can work from anywhere, especially these moments that we have the corona pandemic, that people are working from home or from very far distances. They don't have to visit the office. So these are one of the tools that help you keep in touch with your team members as no matter the distance. And it also helps you to collaborate well and efficiently. So how do you create the Google Documents presentation? So we are going to look at some of them, and we are going to look at how we can create documents. We can create documents with slides using the Google Workspace. So Google Documents and slides can both be used to create document and presentation where you can present to the teams. The Google Documents includes the word processing for Teams, where you can have a word document for the Teams. You can create and edit text documents directly in your browser. You don't have to use a dedicated software. I don't have to need a complicated way to do it. You just go to the Google document and you can add text, you can edit someone's work. You don't have to send it back to them or tell them that you have to correct here. You can correct for them. You can edit there. You can contribute, put your contribution to an existing sheet, document. You can also have several people can work on the document at the same time. You can see that, for example, I'm working from my office and my partner is working from maybe outside the country or outside the office. We can work on the same document at the same time. You don't have to wait for someone to finish his work and then you contribute. You can work at the same time. And then you have every change is saved automatically on the cloud. So when you have to put a change on the document or you edit the document, you can easily access that document and you can see it will be saved the change will be saved and everybody can see the change. Then you can work on a single document with team members or people outside your company. You can share the document with people, for example, the customers, some shareholders, you can share with them the document and they can view it, they can work on it, even if they are not from the same company. There's no restriction. You have the authority to give the authorizing power, and you'll see how you can do that. You can also see edits as other people type, communicate through built-in chat, and ask questions by including comments. So there's a way you can comment and also chat with the people you are working on in the same document without necessarily having to call them or to use another site to engage them. Well, on the other side, we have the Google side, which can help you create and edit polished presentations in your browser. You don't have to have a specific software or some application to do it. You just have to access the Google site and create or edit a presentation. It can be a site presentation where you don't have to use the PowerPoint app on your computers or phone. You just have to do it directly there. Several people can work on at the same time so that everyone always has the latest version. So whenever input you are doing, it gets updated on the sheet immediately, and the people you are working with, your team members can see it and they can get updated as you progress. You can also work on single presentation online with your business partners, your whole team, or external contacts. It's same as the document. You can interact, you can contribute the brainstorm on the document. You work from wherever you are. You don't have to meet to prepare a presentation. Everybody can join, the team can join, and they put their input there as you prepare the slides. You can also control who gets the permission to either edit, view, or add comment to the slides. And you have the permission that you can give the permission for viewers permission, you can give the editors permission on the site, so that you can control those people who are using the sites and those who are editing it and contributing to the site. And more importantly, there is more intuitive to user friendly than the PowerPoint. It is more friendly and easier to use than the PowerPoint, the PowerPoint that is offline, and it can work very efficiently than the PowerPoint. So guys, how do you record, and what tools can you use to record, analyze, and present data? So for the recording and analyzing and also presenting data, you can use the Google Forms and Google Sheets. Those are some of the tools that are found in the Google Workspace. So for the Google Forms, you are easy to create a survey. You can create a survey or a poll among your team or the outsiders like the customers. For example, you can set a Google Form, a campaign to the customers to get their feedback, and they can fill the form. They submit the form, and you get the data immediately without necessarily having to wait for them to mail you the data. You can also, you can collect data very easily because comes on the real time. When they submit, you immediately get that data when it's fresh. You can create and customize the forms for surveys and questionnaire at no extra cost. You don't pay for the service, and you can create your own or use templates that you can just only edit and that you suit to your campaign, and you can get it with no extra cost. You can gather everything in a spreadsheet and analyze data directly in Google Sheet. So you find that this data that you are collecting using the form, there's a way you can connect it with a Google Sheet, and you get all the data and the presentation on a sheet form that you now know how you can work on the data that you have gotten, how you can present it to those people you want to present them to, maybe customers or partners. And more importantly, you can create a form as easy as creating a document. So you don't have to come up with a bureaucratic or a long process to create the form. You can create it easily and without any complications, just like the way you can open a document and create a document. As you can very easily do it without necessarily having to do expectation, or you're not requiring more complicated procedures. And you can select from multiple question types, drag and drop, or yonder questions that customizes values as easily as pasting a list. So you can just have a list. As I said, that you can have a template. There are several templates that are provided on the Google Forms that you can just customize, and you can just maybe it's very easy. You can even copy and paste some questions from one form to another, and without necessarily having to do a lot of work. Then you have the Google Sheets. That is the Google Sheets that they are collaborative and smart, and also secure spreadsheets for fast-moving organizations. So these sheets are designed with the needs of agile organizations in mind. These organizations that they work on a limited time, and they need their work done and the presentation done. Everybody can access the sheet on the real time without delays and all that. All features mean you can tap into the right insight to make meaningful business decisions. So with the Google Sheets, you can store your data. You can collect your data, use the Google Sheets to give you data that can help you form meaningful and informed decisions. And it's a cloud-based architecture that enables you to collaborate with anyone, anytime, at anywhere. So you don't have to meet with a person to create or to contribute to the sheets. You can just send the link, or they can access the sheet and they do their contribution, they do their reporting there. And the time, and everybody will get that editing or that information at that time without necessarily having to wait for some minutes or some hours to get the information. So it is also compatible with external systems such as the Microsoft Excels, and it removes frictions of work with multiple data sources. So it helps you smoothen the work because you don't have now to collect these views, make a sheet or a Excel sheet here, then you just try to transfer it to the drive, or that you just can get to enter into the Google Sheet, open the sheet that you want to work on, and you can directly input your data and also collaborate with others without necessarily having to request for other documents from outside. And it is built on top Google's infrastructure. The sheet gives you the freedom to create while helping to keep your information secure. So you can create it secure as, remember we say that one of the benefits with Google Workspace is the security. You store your data securely, and you can be able to secure your data and make it accessible to only people that you want them to access. And you can also give them rights to edit or just to view the data, and also they can also have to contribute or comment. You have that ability to give the permissions. It also makes the work seamless for the teams to work together, since that for example, when you are planning an event or sharing the rest, maybe for example the latest revenue figures, the sheets that will help you reach to the people, the stakeholders, and they can get the information on the real time without delays. It is easy to collaborate to projects, as I have said, and you can receive notification for edits that happen while you are away. For example, you have a Google Sheet and someone is editing it, you can receive a notification, and that you can act on it if you have not authorized for that editing, or you can also change it to whatever it was before. All changes are automatically saved as you make them. And with offline access, you can create, view, and even edit files wherever you are and whenever you want it to be. So guys, so what is our benefits brought by the Google Workspace? We are looking at those, that you can see that for the four that we have worked on, there are benefits that we get from the Google Workspace. And some of the benefits that we get is we have increased collaboration. You find that you can work on the same document from wherever you are at the real time. Someone doesn't have to wait for you to prepare a document, then send to them through email or whatever means, and then they work on it. With a Google Workspace, you can work it on the real time, and they can put your collaborators or your team can put their contribution at that specific time without necessarily having the delays. It also helps you improve your communication. Remember that with the Google Sheets, we have the chat, we have also the documents, and also we have the charts, the Jamboard that help you communicate with your members internally without necessarily having to use more finances or use money or to spend more in communication. It also helps you work smarter. It is a smarter working, where that you find that you can contribute ideas. You can brainstorm on the project at the real time as you are preparing the document, and you don't have just to rely on your ideas. So you can work smarter and avoid working hard, but you work smarter. Remember, these days we are looking at working smarter, not working hard. And it's also enhanced security, where your documents, you are very sure that they are secure where they are, and there's access. The only people who are accessing are those who needs to access those one who have the authority to access it. So let's look at each of these benefits individually and see how they benefit us. And before we go there, I'm going to look at who have joined us and how we are interacting. So welcome, guys. I can see that we are keeping my moderator busy, and that's good. You can ask questions. You can also give comments, contribution, and also feedbacks as we progress. And I will look at it as we progress. So we were at the point of looking at each and every of these benefits, and we are starting with increased collaboration. You see, with Google Workspace, you can store your information in the cloud. This enables you to share the documents and files with ease. You don't have to now to start looking, where did I put this file? It's there on your it's exposed to you on your cloud. And it's also simple to share a file URL or share document and files via email. So you can use the email. I can, for example, click to an URL on a certain sheet or document, and I send to you, and you can access it, or you can open it and see what I've sent to you. I don't have to write an email and attach an external document. You can also encourage them to collaborate and share ideas. People can share ideas and collaborate on a project or an event organization in the real time as it is happening, as we have seen. You can also restrict editing and access, so certain people can only review or they can only comment, or they can be given the rights to view, comment, and edit the documents according to how you want it to be. You can also track changes, comments, and get ideas on how you can work with your colleagues on a certain project or different projects at the same time. So guys, that's how you can increase the collaboration, and we can also see how it can improve our communication. So in communication, Google Workspace has a number of communication tools. These include that are included in its offering. And these are, for example, we have the Gmail. The Gmail, these are the emailing tools that from Google that most of the people use. I know many of us are familiar with the Gmail. Many of us use the Gmail account, especially those who use with the Android phones. We have the Google Meet. These are video conferencing tool that helps you to video conference with other people from wherever they are within the world, and you don't have to have physically meet. You also have the Google Currents, which is a revolutionary technology that harnesses deeper communication within your team. And we have the Google Chats that we have instant messaging within members and within your team, and also with your customers without that happen in the real time. If there is no time to wait or set some to open, that they can chat at that given time. They reply you directly without that. We also know how we can work smarter with Google Workspace. Using Google Workspace helps your team to work smarter and not harder. Remember that I said these days we look at working smarter and not working hard. In as much as we try to work hard, we need to work smarter to get the best out of the competition in the market. You also are able to collect, analyze, and turn data into insights, both from customers and from your team. This will help you harness the data and knowledge to make better decisions. Remember that we have the Google Sheets, we have the Google Forms that you can use to do surveys and also campaign, do surveys or polls, and they will give you real-time data that can help you get make decision or know how here you want to change. For example, in the market, you can use these forms to collect data about a certain product, about the market flows, and you are able to now make decision on what product to improve, where to improve, what to keep on winning, and where to stop working on as you go progress. So this helps you make informed decision. Remember that decisions that are supported with data always give you the best outcome. You can also streamline your workflow and processes. You can store and manage files, communicate and collaborate with others on a central system. So remember, these are systems, an office, like it's a kind of an office there. You can do all that. You can interact, you can process, store, and even manage files, and communicate with your team and collaborate with your team, both in the office or outside the office at the real time. You can also be able to prevent threats before they happen with a proactive security tool powered by the Google Artificial Intelligence. You find that with the Google Artificial Intelligence, they have a built-in artificial intelligence that helps everyone work with data and turn it into an insight. People can find the exact files, content, and knowledge they need to find within the workspace. So that's how you can work with it. And last but not the least, we can enhance security with the Google Workspace. This is through storing documents, files, and data in a cloud via the Google Drive, and you can use the admin console to centralize your administration, to customize your administration in such a way that you can now choose who among the team can access these, who can't access the documents, who can edit, who can also comment on them. So you have that using the admin console, you are able now to set up the security to secure your files. You can also use integrated cloud identity features that helps you manage users and set up secure options like a two-step verification where someone need to give, maybe for example, a password to access the files, and also they can also be, for example, be given a text or a code that they need to apply so that they can access. So you can have this two-step verification and security system. You can also protect your organization with security analytics and best practices recommendations within the security center. This will help you identify and prevent threats that have said that we will be powered by the Google AI, that is artificial intelligence, but that is given by the Google. So now that we know the benefits of Google Workspace, we ask ourselves, how do we set up our Workspace account? How can you get this Workspace account to get working in it? So we have 6 steps that we can set and do with the Workspace account. That is, you can visit the Google workspace.google.com, sign up or business starter. My moderator will be sharing with you that link where you can access it. This way is once you have done this, you click get started and follow the steps that you'll be given. Then you will have to enter or input your business name. You have to enter your business name, enter core business details and names. For example, you have to add the name, the number of employees, and the location where you're located at. And you can add now your contact details, your first name. Remember, you'll be the administrator, your first name, your last name, and your email address. And then you can choose your domain. You can choose the domain that you want. Either you have already bought a domain for your business, you can choose that, or you can also put a suggestion of the domain that you may want to use, and the Google will now take you to the next step of how you can access that domain. You can also update your business addresses and also choose your username and password. So my moderator will give you the link of where you can start that as we progress. And as I want now to demonstrate of how you can use that to access that. You can use the link to access or to open up to take the steps directly. So let me show you how you can do it. Let me share my screen. As I share the screen, let me check whether there's a question or someone is. So sorry, the screen is not clear enough. Sorry, let me work on my internet connection. And also, you can try to improving your net by reloading the page. You see whether you can be able to see it. What are the advantages of Zoom? Advantage of a Zoom. So in fact, as I will be demonstrating, I will show you how the advantages. One of the advantages of using the Google Meet over Zoom is that there's no restriction on the numbers that can join, and you are given the authority, the ability to let in participants. You can allow someone to join the meeting, or you can dismiss them, you can disallow, you have that authority, and there's no time limit. You can go in Google Meet, you can meet for as long time as you want. Yes, you can. Oh, Aruku, thank you for sharing the link. And I wanted to demonstrate to you. I will come to demonstrate and talk more about the Google Meet as we progress. So stay tuned, and I will inform you how you can work on it. So let me share the screen now. As you can see, let me share my screen. So guys, confirm with whether you can see my screen. Confirm whether you can see my screen as I demonstrate on how and where you can locate this Google Workspace. So everybody, can you be able to see my screen? Yes, I can see it's clear now. Thank you. So with the screen, you come at the right hand corner, top corner, where you can see, for example, on my screen here, you can come at the right corner where you have the Gmail, the images, and the 9 dots. So if you touch or they put the cursor on the 9 dots, they are called the Google Apps. Now to access the Google Workspace, you just click on these 9 dots and you see they come now with the account, the search, the Google search. You have maps. These are some of the tools that we are looking at. You have the maps, you have the YouTube, you have Gmail, you have the Google Play, you have the Drive. So Drive was one of the tools that you were saying that you help you save your documents on the cloud and they will be secure. You have the calendar where you can set your meetings, you can plan your days on the Google Calendar, you have the Google Translate, the photos. So you have quite a range of all these Google Spaces, and for you can also have you can have more than that. You see that there are quite a range of products that you are given by Google Workspace. There are quite a range of them, and these ones are there to help you work and collaborate with your teams. So I was going to demonstrate how you can use you can register the 9 steps that you can use to register to the Google Workspace. Let me show you. So you can just come here. When you have the link that you have been shared by the moderator, you can use that link to access these. You just have, for example, let's go back. You can access these. You can just come here, type that URL, that is workspace.google.status, and you load it. You find that after you come to this page, you have to come to get started. So when you come started, confirm with me whether you can see my screen clearly, kindly. Oh, thank you. Yes, you can, Maria. I can see your screen clearly. Thank you very much. And as we continue for the feedback, so you find that with the Google Workspace, when you get to that page, now you have able to put the business name. For example, let me say I am having a business called Ben's Consultants. So you consultant, yes, I can say that. So that can be my business name, or for example, I may put Ben's Fashion, as an username. So where I do my products, maybe I sell fashion clothes and all that. Then I am asked the number of employees. Let's say we work with a team of 5 people, so I have 2 to 9 people who work with us, and my country location is Kenya. So you go to the next. When you go to the next, that's where you can now find the contact information. You have to put your first name. Remember, you are told that you'll be the Google Workspace account administrator since you are creating the account. So you have to give your details. That is your first name. Put your first name. Then you can put your last name. Yes, and then your current email address. You can put our current email address. Email.com. So when you click next, now you'll be prompted to say that does your business have a domain? You'll be asked whether you have a domain. You can see if you have a domain, you just click yes, I have one and I can use. Or if you don't have it, you say no, but I need one. So when you click, you need one. Now you can suggest the domain that you want to use. You can suggest it, and they will help the Google Workspace will help you identify it. For example, I can say then fashion.com. So when I use .com, so when I search that, I will be prompted and given a list of domains that now I can purchase, and I have my domain. They have many plans that we are offered by the Google Workspace. So you find that it's a very easy way to start up using the Google Workspace. So that's it. And as I look at the chat box, I can see, oh yeah, thank you for the confirmation that you can see my screen clearly. That's encouraging, and I'm very glad. So let me go back to my training. So let me go back to my training. So as I have demonstrated to you, it's a very easy way to use a Google Workspace and to create a Google Workspace for the business. Now that we have the Google Workspace, what next now? What next? So you find that how do you get to set up a Google Workspace? So you have first of all to take 3 steps. That is, you have to create your business email. add team members and users to the email, and also migrate your data and import the files. So on creating your business, you don't need to add an email addresses. You don't need to add all the email addresses as the user accounts. Instead, you can create an email aliases and group addresses for your business communication. This type of addresses are free and don't count towards the Google Workspace users license. Remember that the license you are given, you have limited users that can access it. So you can use the aliases. For example, you can use info at, for example, the one I was using, the Ben's Fashion, info at bensfashion.com for customers to contact your company. You can also add addresses such as ben at bensonsfashions.com, or with the info that the message is now sent to info at bensonsfashions.com can now access through it. You also can alias to the both of us. So when you put an alias to the info, when any message that I send to info, it will also go to the other email that I have joined. Group addresses are good for the teams, and your team needs a business address like sales. These are the groups addresses such as sales.ur or the support that you use, that people can now access those emails. You can create these addresses as groups. Then everyone in your sales team can receive messages sent to at sales.your company's name.box. Then you can also add a team member and users. This is before people on your team can sign in and access your Google Workspace services. They need a user account. During your free trial period, you can create up to 10. So when you create your workspace, a Google Workspace for your business, you are given a free trial period where now you can add up to 10, to more than 10 users. You must add your trial and sign up for the flexible or annual billing plan. So after that, now you have to add to pay to go to a plan that you want to use. If you're using the setup wizard, choose the manual setup to come up to add the team members. You can also migrate your data and import files into the Google Workspace. Remember, we say that we have the Google Drive that you can use to save your documents or your files in the cloud, and it will be safe and secure. And you can also access it even when your computer or your desktop has maybe been destroyed or you are away from it, just by entering to the phone and going to the drive and accessing all the files that you want to access to. When switching to Google Workspace from another application or service, like Microsoft, for example, you can bring your existing mails, contacts, and calendar data with you. And you can also upload all documents into your new Google Workspace drive to store files securely. Remember that we are saying that Google Workspace Hub is more secure, as well as it's more reliable to use than the others. So as guys, I'm going to post for a question. If you have any question, feel free to engage us on the chat box, and you can tell us. We will work on it. My moderator will do the best to answer the question, and also I will be able to look to some of the questions. For example, I can see, let me look whether there is some questions that I have. All right, so thank you. So I can see the question by, yes, I can see the screen. Yes, workspace screen not clear. What are the advantage of Zoom? I guess I really did touch on that. And I say that the Zoom is one of the product that is comparing to the Google Meet. And Google Meet, I say there's no time restriction. Remember at Zoom, you go at the 45 minutes, you have now to give the permission, look whether they cut the meeting. But with Google Meet, you don't have any restriction to time. You can work on it, and you can collaborate. Tell me whether my screen is clear to you. Yeah, I can see the screen is clear. So any other question, guys, feel free to ask the questions, and we will answer all to you as we progress with the webinar. So as we wait for the question, we are going to look at how now we can boost our communication across our businesses. How do you boost your communication across your business? And this we are going to look at how the tools that we can use to improve the communication. Remember, you are looking at collaboration and communication. Now that we have now seen the tools that can help you collaborate with your teams, how can you also boost your communication among other team members to see whether you can to work with it. So there are several tools that you can use. Guys, help me. I've used the chat box to tell us which tools can you use via Google Workspace to boost your communication. There are several tools that we can use. Kindly share with us which one you think you can use or you have used before in your businesses as we proceed and I look at them. So we have the Gmail. The key communication tools in the Google Workspace are the Gmail, Google Meet, we have the Currents, and also Google Charts. These are the channels that are put there, or the tools that are put in the Google Workspace to help us communicate with our teams and outside the office. And we are going to look at each and every one of these as we progress. So the first one is the Gmail. Gmail helps us communicate globally with each other using the free email tool. These are Google's email tool. That is why it's called Gmail. And it helps you to send files as attachments, create groups and mailing lists, and you can also access the integrated calendars in order to stay connected and up to date. You can use the calendars for both personal and team use. You can integrate your Gmail with the Gmail account with your calendar in such a way that now a person can be able to access your calendar, or you can also access your calendar to know what time are you free or what time are you engaged and with what activity you can be doing that work. So it works more of like a diary for you. The latest Gmail makes it easier to stay on top of the work that matters with secure and free emails as a foundation. You can also chat, make voice or video calls, and stay on top of project work with shared files and tasks. That is done through email. You can also build customer trust by giving everyone in your company a professional email address at your domain. So remember, you have looked at how you can create your domain within the Google Workspace. And now with your domain, for example, I have the one I gave you example at bensfashion.com. When someone sees that email, the email comes from bensfashion.com, the customer will get like a confidence that they know that this is really coming from the company. There's no scam, or it's not a scam. You can also create group mailing lists such as sales.com. There now different people can access the emails. You can also suggest actions like smarter reply, smarter composer, or grammar suggestion and nudges. You can also interact with the other sites like the grammarists to help you correct your grammar as you write your email. So Gmail works hard to keep you safe. This because machine learning models block more than 99.9% of spam. And you find that in your Gmail, there's the site for the inbox where they are separated into social, primary inbox, social inbox, and also promotional inbox. And there's also a place where they are called the spam, where now they put all the spam messages and malwares from the reaching your user. Gmail also works great with desktop clients such as Microsoft Outlook, Apple Mail, and Mozilla Thunderbird. The Outlook search users can synchronize their emails, events, and contacts to and from the Google Workspace. So it's not just restricted to Gmails. You can also use the Outlook and the integrated or the Microsoft, and you can very easily interact with the Google Workspace for easier collaboration within your machine. You can also migrate your email from Outlook, Exchange, or Others easily with customized tools that help preserve your important messages. You can also count on Google secure, resilient global infrastructures to keep your rights on 24 hours a day. That is the whole year, automatically backing up, spam protecting your sites, and also security measures that nobody can hack to the email sites or the business accounts. We have also another Meet. The second one is the Google Meet. So Google Meet is the one that I'm saying that someone was asking what is the benefit of Google Meet other than Zoom. So Google Meet helps you keep your team connected with enterprise-grade video conferencing that is built on Google's robust and secure global infrastructures. Meet is included with Google Workspace and G Suite for education, where you can also present with Google Meet. You can also present to people. You can also interact with people, educate people, do some presentation, and also you can also give some examples and as well as demonstration in the Google Meet. You can take advantage of some secure by design infrastructures that are built-in protection and a global network that Google uses to secure your information and safeguard your privacy. So Google Meet also looks at your privacy and your details are not given to just anybody. They are secure with the Google Meet. And Meet video meetings are encrypted in transit and are areas of default on anti-abuse measures. So there are some measures that are put there that they keep your meetings safe from abuse or malfunctionings. And it's also fully integrated with Google Workspace so that you can join the meetings directly from your calendar or even from email invite, where you can, if someone sent you the link to a Google Meet for a certain meeting, for example, at a given time, you can set it in the calendar and you get the invitation. You can just click the link and go direct to the meet, where now if you are the host, you are able to admit those people who are joining, who had shared the links with. All of those important event details are right there when you need them. Whether you are joining from a computer, a phone, or a conference room. And with Meet, specially designed with, it is also designed with the iOS or Android apps. You can see your meetings for the days or the important information from the calendar. So they integrate with the calendar that you can know that at this given time of the day, I'm going to have a meeting with so and so, and you can now keep tab and also get notification when that time comes to join the meeting. So another benefit is Google Workspace Enterprises Edition also create a dial-in phone number for each meeting. So you find that when you are sent a link for the Google Meet link, they are also given you can join through a phone call. You dial that number to join through a phone call, and this helps the guests who are get experience even when they are not on a place where they have access to Wi-Fi or data, and they can just join the meeting without much struggles. So the next one we go is Google Current, where the Google Currents help you engage with employees. Google Currents, kindly let me see whether you can clearly see my screen because or they need to adjust. Let me check the internet connection well. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, I had seen some signs that like I'm going off. So tell me, keep notifying me that whether I'm going off or I'm presenting. You can see my screen well and whether you can hear me clearly as we progress. So we are on the Google Currents. These are a tool where you can be able to engage with employees and foster more meaningful conversation and stay connected with each other. It helps you engage employees and also work toward a common goal. You can build a community with the Google Currents, and this you can be able to communicate your ideas and get instant feedbacks. You are able also to share ideas with the employees and gather input from meaningful, focused discussions on topics that matter to your organizations. You can also connect with the team members no matter where they are and what they are doing. And you can also remotely even work with remote workers and deskless colleagues can stay plugged into the latest company updates. They don't have now just to go to the website to see what is currently with Google Current. They can engage them. Even those who are working, maybe for example, working from home, they can get connected and they will be up to date with what the happenings and daily activities of the company. And this will help you have a more conversion and powerful. And it's also compatible with the Android and also iOS applications. And you can be able to discuss key topics with employees across your organization via use of posts, comments, and that are accessible on currents so that people can refer back to them even after the discussion is over. You can see the most important content first, then using current home stream, which is ranked by relevance for each user. So they can customize by the users, like if I'm one of the users and maybe my department is in human resource, the Google Current will give me updated with the first information will be about the department of which is relevant to my department and which needs my attention at that given time. So we give the priority to those that are relevant. So for each user, and you can also follow tags. You can tag someone on topics, search for specific information, and find what is interesting for you. You can also manage and moderate content faster with help from currents. Key metrics help admin and users to measure engagements and divide variable insights. So it helps also give insights as you chat towards it, and it helps you manage and also get insights from any discussion or engagement with other team members. After this now, lastly but not the least, we look at the Google Charts and how we can interact with the Google Charts. So these are direct messages to group conversations. And the charts helps team and business communicate freely and efficiently with each other. You have a secure connection with anyone you work with, and you can take group work to the next level with shared charts, files, and tasks. With Google Charts, you are offered that is offered by the Google Workspace customers at no additional cost. Remember, these charts, these are most of all these tools that we are looking at, they are offered free of charge. You don't have to pay for them. So you can be able to upload items from Drive, collaborate on documents, sheets, or slides. You can join online meetings with Meet, or use Google Powerful Search to look up rooms members, past conversation, and also shared files using the charts. You can also drive bots, let to know where files are shared with you, comments on those made, the comments made on the files, and maybe the tags you have been tagged to. How do you want to, what the people or the person communicate to you want you to do? You can get it very easily with the charts. And it also, chat builds a Google Space security first ecosystem that offers enterprises a great solution that is reliable and compliant. It is integrated with support of bots. Admins can archive, preserve, search, and even export chart-specific data. So they give you all that allowance to even export, refer, or also use the charts, previous charts to get the data, and they also reply on them. It also built with the leading enterprise-grade security that include mobile device management, single sign-on, two-factor authentication, admin setting, compliance, fault retention, hold, search, and export. So it's a secure way to communicate with your team members and without much threat to outside sources or malware. So now that we are now, which tools help, is that now that we know all these tools to communicate, which one do you decide, do you think that can help you or can help you boost your communication as in your business as you develop? Kindly let's share as we continue. And let me take just a second to visit the chat box and see if there is a question or interaction or something that I need to do to work on it. So thanks so much for valuable information. Thank you, Degree Digital Hub. Okay, okay, thanks. Twitter Connect using the link. So thank you guys for all the feedback that you are giving us. Remember to keep my moderator engaged and also help him make this session interesting. So now let's look at the tips to maximize your communication. Remember, you have looked at the sites that you can use to boost your communication. Which are the tips that you can use? The first one is you can dedicate an in-person communication. Then you can stay organized. You can also create a mailing list and set up projects for teams. Let's go look one by one, and we are going to start with the recreation in the in-person communication, where you can schedule regular team calls and check-ins via Google Meet and Hangouts. You can also connect with colleagues and team across the globe. You can brainstorm ideas, work on team projects, and hold virtual events. That is using these tools that you for collaboration and also for communication. And you can join even from a mobile or a desktop. Remember that you can see that these sites, these tools, you can access them not only through the desktop, but also in your mobile phones, where you can get the folder, the Google folder that have all these tools. So it's easier to work on to access either you are on the Android phone, on the iPhone, or also on the desktop. Then, how can you get to stay organized? How do you get to stay organized? We have one tool that is Google Calendar. The Google Calendar improves the communication across teams through making or creating multiple team calendars to track meetings, training session, vacation. Also, you maybe, for example, if there is a project that you want to work on, you can use the calendars to time it, and you also give each task a specific time that the team should be working on. You can improve visibility and organization by ensuring that all team members remain connected with you, and you can spend less time planning and more time doing with shareable calendar that integrates seamless with Gmail, Drive, Contact, Sites, and Meets. So you always know what next. So as I said that, for example, on the Google Meet, you can schedule, or someone can schedule, a team member can schedule a meeting on the Google Meet, and you integrate it with the calendar in such a way that it books on the calendar, and when you get invited on that meet, it goes directly, you just confirm it, and it goes to your calendar. And now you can be able to get even a notification when that time comes that there's a meeting that you're supposed to attend at this given time. You can schedule events quickly by checking colleagues' availability or layering into calendars into a single view. Remember, if you have a shared calendar, you can check at what time is my colleague or what time is my team member is available, when is he busy or is she busy that I can't, so that you can improve collaboration and planning. You can also share calendars so that people can see full event details or just you are free. They can see how your day is, and they can know when to consult you or to interact with you. And with calendars, you can view and edit your schedule anytime you are, even from your phone or tablet. You don't have to take a desktop to edit that. You can use anytime, anywhere. If there's a cancellation or for a meeting or so, you can update your calendar from wherever you are, and you can be able to share special events with customers or let people know when you are available with easy calendar publishing. So you can find that the calendar is one tool that is giving you more than just the dates, but how you can plan your days, how you can know time you are available. So it works more or less better than the other tools. The old tool that was the one that we used to call diaries. Diaries, I was forgetting that. So what next about the tips? How do you create team mailings list? So team mail list, you can create it through, you can create a Google group email list. Then with that is, for example, you can use a team at Google or sales, the one I say that info@soandsobook.com. Then you can set status updates on the group, and you can see any person that you want to access the emails of people that you want to share with them. You can share the resources, increase visibility, as well as foster communication. You can do all this with a great team mailing list. So let's now see set up project team, or how do you set up a project or a team room. So you can encourage your team members to stay connected by creating a room in Google Chat or chat in Gmail. You can also encourage the team members to network with each other using the team rooms. At this team room, when you create a team room, you can be able now to share and interact with the team members easily and without much struggle. You can exchange thoughts on best practices and create a stronger sense of communication as you use the team rooms where it's found still in the Google Workspace. So guys, I'm going to pause for a question. Let me check whether there is some questions. Yeah, let me check whether you have questions. Thank you so much. So guys, share your question here on the chat box. How do you look at it? If you need maybe for a clarification or a demonstration, you can request that we work on it as we progress. So as we wait for the question, let's look at the final stage of leveraging, how we can leverage tools to increase collaboration. How can we increase collaboration? Which tools can you use on Google Workspace to increase collaboration? We have looked at different tools, and we have quite different. We have the collaboration across projects and team, where you need to brainstorm your ideas. You have team to share your work files. You can make sure suggestion and track the changes that you want. So let's look at each of these individually. So the first one we are going to look is a Jamboard. Jamboard So Jamboard is a powerful digital whiteboard that helps you share ideas and brainstorm on sessions. So it's just like a blackboard or a whiteboard where you can input your ideas, use images. It harnesses the power of digital whiteboard to share ideas and improve brainstorming session through when you connected to the crowd. It enables people in different locations to work together to come up with a strategy of a way they can go through. With the Jamboard, you can write and draw with the included stylus. You can search Google and insert images. You can use images and web pages to collaborate with others. You can drag and resize text and images with the fingers. You can set sketch for boxes, stars, images that you want to draw, and the image recognition technology converts these sketches into a polished image. So you just have to sketch a box, and now when it is appear there, it will appear as an image or a box according to the way you want it to be. So you share jams with collaborators of up to 50 people can work on a jam at once. So these are where you can come together and brainstorm as a team. And you can add Google Documents, Sheets, and Slides at the jam. You can also view and edit your jam files from anywhere you are within the internet connections. So these are some of the benefits that you can do with the Google Jamboard. You can also connect your computer to Jamboard, and it will display your screen and let you control the computer from the board touch screen. And you can also pick up where you left out earlier or email your jam sessions with you when you finish them. So it's a way of easy tool of collaboration. Then we have the Google Drive, where now this is where you store your documents on the cloud. So you can be able to store files on the cloud via Google Drive, enabling you to share working document presentation and sheets with ease. You can also encourage collaboration and work from one central file with the Google Drive, where with the access, different people can access your files and they can work on them on the real time. It also helps Workspace provide flexible storage options so that you will always have enough space for your files with centralized administration, data loss prevention, and forward to Drive. You can easily manage users and also who you are sharing the files with to help meet data compliance needs. You can use shared drives to store your team's work in secure and easy to manage space, and any files added at the shared drives are owned collectively by the team. So everyone can add or can use the files anytime they want, and they help you collaborate on the live documents and files. So these are one tool that is like one where you, instead of saving all your things in the desktop and then having to carry your desktop anywhere you want to access. With Google Drive, I say that you can easily access your file, and you can also contribute. You can also share with people as you progress. So we have also a way you can track changes. You can track changes if you are collaborating with several people in a single file. It can be difficult to pinpoint who made a certain change and when. So you can keep track on changes or shared files by identifying changes and who made them. You can also revert to a previous version. With Google Workspace, it enables you to view all this or view edits made by the file and who made the edit. And you can also, if you are not satisfied with the change, you can revert back to the previous message or the previous file that you had before. So to review your change file, you have to follow some of the steps, and that is you can open your file in the Google Drive. Then from the document, sheets or slides select. You can select, maybe we go to the file sector where you select the version history, and you see the version history. So you need your own. So you need to edit. You can see who edited these files and when they edited it and how they edited it. So with that, guys, I'm posing for a question and see whether you can get feedback or anything. So remember, guys, that it's fully loaded. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Very interesting. Thank you so much, Anasia. And I feel encouraged when you give such feedback. So, guys, if there's no further question, let's look at the next step. So, what next? Remember that, guys, today's session is just the beginning. It's just a 1 hour session where we just have touched based on what you can learn. What one thing we'll do or change in the following session. So guys, to do that, I would like us, if you want to access these materials and you also learn more about the how you can use the digital marketing, you can visit that is learndigital.withgoogle.com. My moderator will share you the link that you can access the materials. You can sign up and access these materials, and you can learn more. Remember, you have over 26 courses that you can learn there, and it can get a certificate and also improve your skills. You can also hit us and interact with us, send feedback on our social media pages. That is on Twitter at Digital Skills AF. On Facebook, you can get us at Digital Skills for Africa. And on Instagram, you can get us on Digital Skills AF. My moderator will be sending you the links, and you can access that. You can click on these links and also interact with us there. Remember, guys, also don't forget to hit the subscribe button to get notification for such similar sessions. Remember, from today we are having a series of sessions, and I would encourage you to get to these sessions, and the notification you'll be getting when you just hit the subscribe button. Also, don't forget to use the feedback document link that have been shared by my moderator, and you can use it to give a feedback. You can tell us where we need to improve, what we need to improve on, and how we can make the sessions better and more lively as we progress. So guys, as we are from there, I can say that this marks the end of our webinar. I have been Benson Maina, your lead trainer for today's webinar, and thank you all for your time. Thank you for joining us, and remember to keep safe, wear mask, sanitize when you can, and also keep social distancing. Let's together fight this pandemic as we progress. Thank you very much, and have yourself a nice afternoon.